Welcome to the second podcast for online induction information for the BSc Hons Contemporary Health Practice degree. This podcast will provide you with information about how you enrol on the degree and your first unit, and where you will find information about your first unit and future units. To become a bona fide MMU student, and in order to access all the university resources, you need to formally enrol on the university system. When you enrol, you are enrolling for the degree and your first unit. In order to do this, there are several things you need to do. I will take you through these step by step. Firstly, the university needs to know what unit you will be studying in the forthcoming term. You may have already applied for the unit via CPD Apply, or you may be funding the unit yourself. Whichever it is, you also need to fill in one of the university unit choice forms. Also, make sure you have informed admissions that you are accepting a place on the degree, either by email to direct@mmu.ac.uk or return the slip from the offer letter. You will find the unit choice form at the web address shown on this screen. Once on this page, there are several ways to access the information. You can use your MMU ID, but if you do not know what your ID is, select I don't have a student MMU ID, and from the drop-down box, select Faculty of Health, Psychology and Social Care. Scroll down the screen until you find the BSc Hons Contemporary Health Practice and click on Year 1. Once downloaded and completed, send this unit choice form to the Programmes Office as noted at the end of the form. If you do not know what you want to go on to study, do look at the information which you will find at the URL address indicated on this screen. All of the units on this information are fundable under CPD Apply. This information is also available via the welcome page as described on the previous slide. As mentioned earlier, you need to go through a formal enrolment process, and to do so, your unit choices must be returned to so your student record can be set up. Approximately 48 hours after returning this form, you need to go to enrol online. And you do this by going to the enrol web address noted on screen. Select Click here to enrol online. To proceed with online enrolment, you will need your MMU ID, which you will find on top of your admissions letter, and your password, which is initially set as your date of birth. The instructions for how this is particularly configured will be on the Enrol Online screens. Click Continue when you open the screen. University regulations will then be shown. Please read this and click Submit. Follow the instructions and at some point it will show you the unit you've been accepted on. Check all the details are correct and change as necessary. The last page will indicate funding. If you have CPD funding, this should be indicated. As noted on the screen as well, please do not forget to click Submit on the last page of the Enrol Online. You can also upload a picture This will be the picture that appears on your MMU ID card, and you can do so via the welcome page, but also via the URL address shown on screen here. If the information about funding or any other details seem incorrect, do please contact the Student Hub on the number or email indicated on the screen here. And also, don't forget to actually pick up your MMU ID card, or ask for it to be sent to you if you're not going to be in the university for some weeks, because otherwise you are not fully enrolled with the MMU systems. Other units which may be of interest to you are as follows. We offer an acute care and critical care unit. This is run by one of our collaborative partners, and you will need to apply for these units directly with them. Ask your practice-based educator for further information if they are relevant to you. Please note, at the moment, these units are only open to registered nurses, and they are not directly part of the degree. You will need to transfer them into the Contemporary Health Practice degree programme at some later stage. For further information about this, see podcast 3, and it is simply, in effect, a paper exercise. If you do have any questions about this, contact Clare Street on the email address shown on this screen. Here is some useful information about what to do next. For instance, once you've selected your unit and enrolled online, check the timetable for the dates, time and room number, and simply turn up for the first session. The unit leader will have you on their class list, and you do not need to inform them directly. Please do check you know where the room is. It might not actually be in the Brooks building on the Burley campus. The Student Hub will help you with room locations if necessary. Also, if the room numbers are not on the timetable, contact the Student Hub. This is particularly important, as already mentioned, not all of the units may be delivered at the Burley campus. With regards to further information about the unit, occasionally the unit leader will provide further information prior to the start, but mostly all of the necessary information is provided during the first taught session. If there is any additional information, this will be on the welcome page, see the URL address on screen, or it will be sent to you via your MMU email address. Do check your MMU email account on a regular basis as a matter of course. Changing your choices. Occasionally things do not go to plan, and you may need to withdraw from a unit or change your choice, and you may be able to do this. If you wish to do this, contact Clare Street on the email address noted on screen, or phone her on the phone number also indicated, to discuss the necessary process and paperwork, and to ascertain if you are eligible to be removed from the unit. You will also need to check that any change is okay with your CPD lead if you've been funded by your organisation or through CPD Apply. What about your next unit? You will find the latest information at the URL address noted on the screen. Units will also be available on CPD Apply. You will be able to choose from all of the units identified on the timetable. And don't forget, at some point you must do the compulsory evidence-based practice unit, although this does not have to be the first unit you do. Please note too that units available after Easter will not be published until January or February. Information about these units will be on the same URL address noted at the top of this screen. Please note, we will normally only be able to run a unit if we achieve minimum numbers. These are likely to be around 6 to 10 students. We will let you know if any of the units are not running due to low numbers by sending you an email. And the timetable at the URL address will show any amendments, so do check this on a regular basis. So, let's hope things all go to plan. But what if you are struggling with the work on the course and think you may not be able to meet your deadline dates? You can seek to apply for more time or not be penalised if you submit your work after the deadline date through our exceptional factors system. For more information about this, go to the URL address noted on this slide or contact the Student Hub. Neither your unit leader nor Claire Street, the programme leader, can give you an extension. What, however, if the worst happens and you fail a unit? You are eligible to 2 more submission attempts for an honours award. You will be given the resubmission date by the Board of Examiners, and they meet at various times in the year, so it may be some months after you have failed a unit that you get the information via the board. But when this is the case, an official letter will be sent to your home address. And we strongly advise that you contact the unit tutor for advice and support if you do need to resubmit work. For further information about what to do if you fail a unit, do look in the Getting to Grips with Academic Assessments handbook. This can be accessed via the CPD induction pack at the URL address noted here. Finally, overall, the advice would be that you contact Claire Street as soon as possible if you have any concerns. Remember, if you do not submit work for a unit which you've already enrolled, you will automatically fail that unit. And we would like to be in a position to offer you advice and support, so please keep in touch if you need any information and so forth. Finally, please go to podcast 3 for information about accreditation of prior learning and other useful podcasts.